Welcome everybody, it's Selm, and in this video we are going to be breaking down the ending cutscene to DLC 4, The Beast from Beyond, whatever you want to call it, but it's out and we finally broke it. I haven't done it myself, so I'm going to be using Codenamepizza's footage from this, so all the credit in the world to him, so I'll link him down in the description. Hopefully he's okay with me using it, because I don't really think he's going to respond to me. Regardless, I thank you very much, and I really recommend that you go check out his video first. But inside this video, we're going to be trying to break it down as much as possible and explain absolutely everything we can, because there's a lot of things in here that need explaining, because a lot of people don't understand what's happening here, and I believe a lot of my subscribers would have a better idea of what's happening here if you've been keeping up with the story. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's actually get into this video. So I want to play it for you guys, then right after that I'll be right back and I'll try to explain absolutely everything I can.
You've done it! My goodness, you've finally done it!
Yeah, we've done it all right, but we just got one more thing to do.
Unhand me this instant! Give me a moment to explain! Don't you understand what has taken place?
Shut up! We sick of you, your lies, and all this voodoo bullshit.
It's time for a taste of your own medicine, you sick bastard.
You have no idea the magnitude of what you're dealing with! You must listen, or all hope will be lost!
You know what to do, Poindexter.
Please, I beg of you, listen for a mere moment!
Zombies in Spaceland, now starring Willard.
Please, no! You'll only make matters worse than they already appear to be! Countless souls are at stake! We must work together! Ah!
Is this nightmare over? Are we finally free?
I don't care to find out. Let's just get the hell out of this place while we can.
It won't budge!
What in the hell won't it open?
What in the hell is going on, man?
Oh no. What have we done?
Come on, help! Somebody help!
You have served thy master well. Your death was merely the beginning.
So right at the start of that, we actually see our characters collect the final soul key. And one thing I think is worth noting, that you see that they collect the soul key and they get teleported back into a theater, which I'll get into in just a second. But this theater is something weird. But one thing I do find interesting, and I thought would happen, I thought our characters would take all the soul keys and we'd have to go put them down inside the soul jar and pack a punch, which didn't happen, which I find very, very interesting. I'm not too sure if there's something in the future that we're going to do, or maybe if that's for the director's cut Easter egg. But it's super weird that that's the case, and I don't know exactly how that is actually happening, but it's super weird and I do not know why that is the case, but I thought it was worth pointing out. But anyways, going back to what I was talking about, so like I said, our characters collect all 5 soul keys and they're teleported back into a theater. Now this is most definitely not the theater they were originally in inside Zombies in Spaceland, which is very interesting, and the reason why we know this is because Willard is because Lee Ross said inside the live stream a couple days ago that the theater that they were in inside The Beast from Beyond is the same one inside Zombies in Spaceland's intro. So we've already been inside the same theater. This is not the same theater. This is an entirely new theater, and we can take a guess on which theater this is later on, and I will talk about that in a little bit. But of course, well, actually no, let's do it right now. Why would I wait? But anyways, a couple of guesses is that this is the Afterlife Arcades theater or the menu screen theater. Now I think both of them are very, very likely. Both of them, they might even be the same thing. So the reason why I think it's the Afterlife theater is because when you're in the Afterlife Arcade, which is a part of the theater, sometimes in some of the maps you can actually hear Willard through the walls, so that's a very high possibility and kind of confirms it for me. But there's another reason why we would think it is the lobby theater, and of course they could still be the same thing, and they probably are, but there's one problem I find with that I'll get into in just a second. But because at the end of the cutscene we see a ton of zombies outside of the Afterlife, or just the theater in general, you see a ton of zombies out there, and where do we see something just like that? Inside the lobby menu theater. So they both could be the same thing, I don't know, but we'll have to see in the future. But one thing I want to point out that makes me doubt that they are actually the same theater, the Afterlife Arcade and the lobby menu theater, is because it says closed permanently, but that one inside the lobby menu does not say closed permanently. It says whichever movie you're playing, or whichever is the newest one. But I don't know, maybe that's not something too important, but I'm not too sure. I'm doubtful they're the same theater, but for sure I'm so confident that it's the Afterlife Arcades theater, wherever that is, which would make sense because we see the doors are locked, which I'll get into into just a second. And what other theater are all the doors locked in? It's, of course, the Afterlife Arcade. But anyways, continuing through this, you actually see our characters wanting to take out their revenge as soon as possible against Willard Wyler. And if you see Willard Wyler's reaction to once our characters escape the film, you see that he's actually kind of happy, or pretty darn happy actually. And this would go to prove to everybody who thought Willard Wyler wanted our characters dead wrong, because why would he be happy when our characters succeed? They succeed at going through all his maps, and he's happy about it. This proves, just like me and my subscribers have been saying for the longest time, that Willard Wyler never wanted our characters dead from the start. He always wanted our characters to succeed. I'd like that we got that confirmed. But anyways, continuing through this intro, or outro, excuse me, we can actually see our characters take out their revenge by throwing Willard Wyler into zombies in Spaceland. This is probably going to explain director's cut, which I can't wait to get my hand on, but of course we're not talking about that right now. So this is going to explain director's cut. And also, you hear Willard Wyler saying a couple of things. He's begging them to listen to him and all this stuff. He says there's a reason for why he did this, which I was kind of upset that they didn't actually let them explain it, but of course that's a problem that's going to have to be resolved in the future with probably director's cut. But he does say something right before he's teleported into zombies in Spaceland. He actually gets cut off by being teleported into zombies in Spaceland. He says countless souls are at stake and that we must work together, and then of course at that point he gets cut off. So we do hear about these countless souls again. We've been hearing about those countless souls, I want to say, since Shell and Shuffle. I believe so. I think it was inside the memory quotes, or not memory quotes, I forgot which one, the nunchuck quotes, whatever you need to do to get that one. So we did hear that then. So I don't know what these countless souls are. I'm not even sure if it's his fault for them being there or not, but we'll have to see when we finish director's cut. But then after that, we see our characters, after taking out their revenge on Willard Wyler, they try to leave the theater and they cannot. But then after that, something even weirder happens, that our characters for some reason get Willard Wyler's clothes on, and I don't know exactly why that happened. It could be because maybe Willard Wyler's, and this is complete speculation, keep that in mind, but maybe Willard Wyler's curse or whatever was on him, because it talks about the curse that he had inside Attack of the Radioactive Thing. Maybe it went from Willard Wyler to them. Just anybody who uses this movie power, maybe they get cursed also just by using it. So that could be a possibility, but besides that, I really can't explain that. But then they're trying to escape and they're asking for help, banging on the doors, begging for help, but unfortunately nobody listens. Well, I guess more like fortunately, because we see how it looks outside. It's completely overrun by zombies. So that is super interesting. That's probably the main reason people are starting to think it's a lobby menu theater, because that's exactly how it looks in the lobby theater, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know, it might be both, they might be the same thing. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm finding it doubtful. Maybe it is, I don't know. We'll just have to see when we actually continue through this story. But then at the end, we hear what we believe to be Mephistopheles, and this one is so weird. So I wonder if you guys could recognize this quote before I tell you guys where it's from. But he says, "You have served thy master well. Your death is only the beginning." And these things are both from Zombies in Spaceland, some ciphers inside there. So this is really interesting, because we do believe this is Mephistopheles, and it looks like Willard Wyler and Mephistopheles are at odds, just like me and my subscribers were saying. My gosh, we got right thing after right. We're just on a roll here. But we do hear that they're at odds, and he's actually pleased with our characters throwing Willard Wyler into the film. So it seemed like they had similar goals. They both wanted our characters to succeed through all these films. But after that, it looks like Mephistopheles won after that, because Willard Wyler was played off to be the bad guy. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Tell me what you guys think about this. Which theater do you think this is? What do you think is going to happen in the future? Honestly, I can't wait for it. So what I'm going to be doing, actually, I'm going to start up a stream hopefully right after this video goes out. So I'll just start streaming, complete the main Easter egg, then I'll go back and do director's cut, and we'll just be exploring that. So if you guys want to check out that stream, unless you're watching this at a later date, it won't matter. But anyways, that's about it for this video. If you guys did like, subscribe, or even share this video, I thank you guys so much for doing that. It means a lot. But anyways, that's it for me, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.